this is kind of a very personal thing for me too, that I'm calling this my year of effortless creative self-expression. And I'm looking to experience flow more in my life. And how do I get into flow? How do I apply that? How do I do that as a calligrapher or as an artist? And how can I make space for that during this year? Remember those caps. This is something we can play with. I'm writing out the ABCs, and as I'm going, I'm thinking of words that I want to infuse my year with. What am I doing? What do I want to do? What am I embracing? It doesn't matter how fancy the tool is. It doesn't matter if it's a colored pencil. Well, I'm working on black, so it helps to have colored pencil, just so for the contrast I can see. But just being acquainted with the tool and having it be an extension of ourselves, that's what I've been up to as a practicing artist, calligrapher, is that I want the tools and materials to be like an extension of myself. And so that's the invitation as we continue. These classes have been, yes, they have been about skill building, but more importantly, they've been about offering you, I hope, an opportunity to play, explore, discover, experiment, and to connect more deeply with who you are, what you want to say, why, learning more about why you want to say it and how you want to say it. So this year, I'm looking at how do I create with more ease and effortlessness? And there is a term that I have been more reacquainted with, and it's a Chinese term, and it's called Wu Wei, and it refers to like effortlessness and natural harmony, and how do we do without it being laden with that with so much burdensome effort. And so that's what I'm trying to do here, is trust what I know. And that's where having the visual vocabulary of a cache of letter forms that I know very intimately. So Wu Wei is really about a flow state. And how do we flow freely into a relaxed calligraphic flow? First of all, I think we need to set the stage of having an attitude, like I did here, of just open curiosity, beginner's mind, be process oriented, have a sense of humor about what happens when you're not expecting something to happen. Keep going. Taking time, like I did here. I took a whole morning and I just played time and focus, allowing ourselves time to immerse. Even if it's writing out an alphabet, just immerse in it, making it, being really focused, but not focused with the intention of perfection, but focused with like all our senses engaged. What does it feel like? I was really noticing what it felt like on the page. I noticed the speed with which I was writing. And I noticed, I just took note, oh, I'm not really taking time to put that pressure on the ends of all the letters. And then in that moment, I thought of that. I thought, well, maybe I can come back. Of course, I can come back and do that. But I was so in the flow that I didn't, I just let it be what it was, each letter form. So also setting the stage, it's having comfort with and the knowledge of the letter form. So here I've been, like you, playing with those Romans so much that they're part of me now. They're an extension. Also, being in the flow here was, it was facilitated because of my comfort with the tools and materials that I'm using. And also having the attitude of play, as we all talked about earlier, play as being a very serious thing. I allow myself to play and experiment, that being part of the practice here. I also want to talk about back to the Wu Wei, the spontaneous state of natural harmony. Really, all of this is about helping you find a path and portal for your own way of connecting more deeply with yourself and being able to fully express who you are in your lettering. But I'm going to share an inquiry with you that I put this to myself all the time. And I wrote this: does art making have to be so hard or complicated or competitive? What would it be like to engage in art with the open, trusting attitude of curious traveler and audacious inventor, rather than one of fearful, hand-clenched combatant suited up for battle? What if we experienced art making as an adventure, a mysterious, fluid, dynamic, paradoxical process of co-creation with both intellect and intuition, intention and surrender? What if we dared to connect more personally and authentically with our art? What if we trust ourselves, mind, heart, and body, to decide what is working or not in our art, as I'm doing here? What if we judge art less in terms of conventional beauty and more through the lens of raw emotional impact and authenticity? What if we act like our humble creative efforts matter, even in a world filled with so many other talented and celebrated artists? What if we allow ourselves to move outside the lines to discover what we really want to express, why we want to express it, and how? And that is from my book that I'm writing, The Letters Are Yours, Becoming a Rebel Scribe. So this is me writing with ease. And yes, I knew that the topic was going to be about that, but I am really doing a stream of consciousness as I'm writing along. So it's an example of that, being in a flow state and using what I know effortlessly, playfully, joyfully. And in the process, I am taking my writing out for a walk, for a jog. It's not sitting waiting for me to be ready to make the epic artwork. It's just flowing. Is play with what you know. It doesn't have to look like mine. You've seen this before. And I am writing out the things that I want to remember this year. Oh, I remember to pull back up into the letter for in through the stroke. breaking the rules, doing that, oh, all in one stroke. Is there a rule? Don't do what I do. Do what I do. Do what you do. Enjoy. Breathe. So that's my invitation. And it doesn't have to look anything like that. But take these letters out, make them your own, rebel with them, get them back into chiropractic shape, let them go again, elongate them, make them too fat, make them fat and narrow, and also make them your own.